Welcome back. In our last post, we opened up with listening with compassion as a practice. And in order to get to that practice, we discussed how we normally listen.
Yep. There's a lot of normal listening that happens.
Yes. And we sent y'all off with a mission. And we are so curious how that went. When you were aware of how you were listening, what happened? Did you judge the other person? Were you so in your head that you actually didn't hear them? You weren't with them? What happened? We would love to know.
Yeah. Were you trying to fix something or solve something? Were you trying to relate in some way? All of those, if you noticed, all of those bring you back into your own head, which isn't listening with compassion.
Right.
So what is listening with compassion? So I'm going to read this to you. As we define it, listening with compassion is listening beyond another person's words. It is listening to that person's heart. As we define compassion, it is a deep appreciation for and understanding of another person's feelings and experience. So if you notice, if I'm listening from a place of deeply wanting to know this person's feelings and experience, notice how automatically all of the judgment, evaluation, fixing, relating, agreeing, disagreeing kind of fades to the background. It almost has to in order for you to be over there with the other person.
And the other person feels you with them. They can sense it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually another good way to find whether you are listening with compassion or not. Does the other person stop speaking? Does the other person stop sharing with you deeply? Do you suddenly recognize that you aren't actually being over there with them? You're listening for your own next thing to say. So when you listen with compassion, whoever is being listened to experiences being known at their innermost core. Now, I know for me, when I've had the experience of listening, being listened to with that level of compassion, it restores my sanity. It calms me in a way that nothing else can. It gives me an opportunity to hear what I need to know for myself. And in a lot of ways, I can then take the next right action.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Thank you. And at the very least, when you're listening to someone with compassion, when you're being over there listening for their innermost feelings and experience, what you do find is that their sanity is restored. It's a healing way of listening. They get to be known.
Yes.
Maybe in a way that they've never experienced before. So today and going forward, I'd like for you to just notice, recognize, again, this is sort of expanding on the mission that Elise gave you yesterday, which is to notice when you are listening with compassion, when you're completely over there with someone, or when you're listening the normal, ordinary way. I promise you both are going to happen because this is a rigorous practice. But as you work it more and more, you'll find yourself restoring that level of listening and gaining skill at it more and more.
And having more fulfilling relationships.
Oh yeah. So thank you for listening to this episode of Practices in
Peaceful Warrior.
Yes, Peaceful Warrior. We do have another Instagram called Practices in Partnership, so I'll just say that. But thank you for listening to Peaceful Warrior. I am Jareen Lamoureux.
I'm Dr. Elise Coton.
And we thank you very much for being here with us and walking through this journey. Have a great day.